Whizkid has gotten a new hardest on the top 4 Fake Sunrise, a 2-minute long deathless precision level with a time limit. He mostly struggled with the first half, which had this jump, where he strafed below 2 sets of spikes before landing between these mini spikes. This completion is especially significant, as he has reached a new peak ranking of 22 on Platformer rank, making him arguably the greatest Geometry Dash player of all time, as this also occurred while he was still top 25 in Classic mode. This achievement may never be accomplished again, so huge hats off to Whizkid.
Yes! Yes! Yes, dude! Yes! Yes!
After almost 3 years of work, Otherside Hotel, a mega collab hosted by Subwoofer, has finally been released and rated Mythic. You start out in the courtyard, which has a couple of light puzzles, where you'll have to set crystals to the correct color so that the beams going through them, and sometimes mixing together multiple colors, will activate the corresponding sensors. Once you enter the hotel, you'll meet the receptionist who wants you to collect the gem from all of the 9 guest rooms. On floor 1, you'll find Zoro's room, which has a futuristic, otherworldly design, which is further highlighted by these custom saucer platforms that swing back and forth, and the crisp and metallic sound effects of these crushers. In Scylla's room, you'll be subjected to watching a badly edited top 10 video you would have found on 2008 YouTube. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and these are the top 10 block designs. At number 4, we have a window. Anyways, you'll then show up uninvited to Pass Blitz's tea party. However, they're nice enough to let you stay, so after you climb up their furniture, dodge away from projectiles as a jetpack, you'll find their gem. The last room on this floor is the Martin's, which unfortunately has a security sensor, but that won't stop you, as luckily you're able to sneak in through the vents. You'll discover a research lab that may or may not be illegal, but that's not your problem, you're just here for the gem. You'll find it after breaking this stasis chamber, which disrupts the space-time continuum and lands you in a crystal subspace. Now that you've cleared floor 1, you'll head further upstairs. Motleyorc's room houses an entire courtyard filled with cherry blossom trees and has the bee from the famous level B. Can you believe it? Please don't click off the video. Anyways, after they gift you the 6th gem, you'll make quick work of the Needle Precision Challenge in Evasium's room. Finishing off floor 2 is Radiation V2's room, where you unfortunately alert a guard frog by accidentally shattering a glass, forcing you into a battle. Upon attacking, this button will spring you upwards, and on the way down, you'll want to time a click on these orbs. The last 2 gems are located in the basement, the first of which is found in Prism's dorm, which starts out with 4 generic platform rooms that have Celeste-style block design. Prism is so impressed by your ability to beat a 5 moon, he asks you to take over their account and send levels for them. After an idle minigame and 25,000 level sends, Prism thought you did such a lackluster job that he bribes you with the 8th gem if you agree to pretend that this never happened. You'll then make a trip to the basement's crawl space, where you meet this spike ball who's scraping across some teeth. That cannot be comfortable. Regardless, he rewards you with the final gem for turning on the TV. After you collect all 9 gems and exit the hotel, you win your own special room. However, as the credits roll, a divine entity starts speaking in your head and tells you to find them. So, after a trek through another subspace, as you're falling, it's revealed they dislike you since they can't make a hotel room suited for your tastes. Which, not gonna lie, sounds like a them problem. Upon landing, the level starts going haywire, with several furniture pieces suspended midair and moving background tiles that reveal invisible obstacles. You'll then reach this gravitational mass you break into and meet the Divine Manifest, who reveals you are trapped in a hotel pocket dimension this entire time. After this, it begins attacking you, so you'll have to watch out for a swipe of its tail, doors that summon a black hole which chases you, an elevator that spawns shadow cube minions, magical orbs that'll swirl out of an evil hotel before they break apart and send out shockwaves, and finally, energy blasts that take up 2/3 of the screen. Overall, this level has a very charming aesthetic throughout and a very unique vibe in each part. There's also some hidden lore you unlock through some coin puzzles, which gives some hints earlier on that you're trapped within a pocket dimension. If you'd like another easy level to play, TNT King has just earned an epic rate on the Easy Demon The Knight. It was made for Geometry Dash All-Nighter 3, a charity event where you have 24 hours to make a level. This one is a Celeste-inspired level, with your standard double jump that is also refreshed after either a wall jump or upon collecting an orb. However, TNT King mixes things up with a few launchers that you have to time correctly. GTD2 is a brand new legendary tower defense level which continues the trend of using Geometry Dash as a game engine. It comes with a downloadable mod that not only saves your progress unlike what RobTop has done, but also allows you to fully control the level with a mouse cursor, which feels very responsive. Your goal in the level is to complete 3 stages of increasing difficulty, starting with the Riverway, which acts as a tutorial stage. You're first introduced to the crossbow, your basic tower with low upgrade costs. You'll then unlock the Blaster Sentry, which has lower range but much higher single target damage. These towers will help you take down several enemies, such as the slow tanky squares and the fleet-footed hexagons. Thankfully, the plasma coil can stun the enemies it hits with slow but powerful chain lightning attacks. Additionally, the beacon gives everything in its range a damage boost and produces cash at the end of each round based on how many towers are within its range. This is especially helpful to keep up with the rapidly increasing cost of upgrades. Once you reach wave 15, you'll encounter the first boss, the Circle King, who has 45,000 HP. Upon its death, it'll explode, dealing massive damage to your towers, and once one of these towers loses all of its health, it'll be removed from the field. You'll then have to scramble to rebuild it, which can be devastating if you take too long. Placing your towers out of harm will become even more important later on, with these exploding stars becoming more and more common every wave. If you've played your cards right, you'll be able to take on the final boss of the first stage, the Triangle King, who has 60,000 HP. The second stage is the Icebound Battleground, where the difficulty really ramps up. It starts out with these snowflakes, which will freeze your towers upon death, and these squares, which will stun your towers that are within their electric fields. To help defend against these stronger enemies, you're granted access to the Forge, which has expensive but much stronger towers. The workshop not only sends out healing pulses towards your towers, but also summons siege machines that ram into oncoming enemies. The brewery allows you to create potions that can either aid your towers or hinder the oncoming enemies. This is especially useful against bosses, as you can freeze the Square King, who has 750,000 HP on wave 20. Although the Hexagon artillery is very expensive, it's definitely worth it. Once the total amount of enemies on screen reaches the total health, it unleashes a powerful attack, which is especially useful for the Frozen, the final boss of this stage. It can freeze your towers, forcing you to click on them to thaw them out. However, since the Forge towers cannot be frozen, you can focus on your other defenses. The Frozen will also shoot out beams of ice to both disable and damage your towers further. Thankfully, since the boss is fairly slow, it's manageable to take down with a solid defense. The third stage is by far the trickiest, being the Frozen Peak. Not only are there 2 lanes which enemies will come from, but also occasional blizzard storms will pass by every once in a while, freezing most of your towers. On top of all of this, each boss wave actually contains 2 of them at once, each going down one of the 2 lanes, making for some extremely chaotic and stressful gameplay. After beating all 40 waves, you can either finish the level or continue on in sandbox mode, which allows you to test out towers and enemies. In addition, something we forgot to mention was that this level also has several mouse cursors and mouse trails that you can unlock through completing various achievements. Overall, this level is extremely dense with its mechanics and ideas, making it a very well-deserved legendary rating. Some notable completions this week include Floppa becoming the unluckiest victor on the soon-to-be-placed top 10 Crerro Kaizo IV, as they died past the 95% mark 6 separate times.
Sí, ay, weón, me lo pasé. Ay, sí, me lo pasé. Ay, al fin.
evetSGD has cleared the top 7 monitoring, where he found the last jetpack really satisfying to pull off.
Let's go, bro.
And Willysilly has become a top 10 player after Marathon's placement at number 6, and the completion of the Abyss Deathless, where his least favorite part was layer 1, as he was bored out of his mind doing it each attempt.
Oh my god, Layer 7 geflucht.
LunarLobster here, popping in to let you all know this video was made possible by my foot. So I found this foot mouse that I got from Italy, and I've been using it so I don't have to drag click with my hands as much. Also, in other announcements, since both SuperCopster and RevNotRev have had decreasing interest in doing stuff related to platform mode, Rydet and Aeromax are now joining the team.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and shoutouts to our channel members.